You just give me the...
Give it up for Jen!
Okay, hello everyone, welcome. My name is Dr. Jennifer Shaw, and I'm a wellness consultant who helps successful women break free of overwhelm and exhaustion so they can feel joyful, energized, and balanced. Through both my professional journey of over 15 years in health and wellness industry and my personal struggles with pain, weight, and emotional health following a severe accident in 2009, I've learned one thing for sure when we're trying to get healthy: there is no magic bullet. So it's really all about creating sustainable, lifelong, healthy habits. And we need to make sure that those healthy habits fit your lifestyle, right? My healthy habits are not going to be the same as your healthy habits, nor are they going to be the same as Lisa's. So I'm truly blessed to live the life that I live today. I work out every day, I eat healthy, I do the things I love, such as hiking, yoga, surfing, skiing, traveling, and one of my biggest passions is helping other women find the life that I have. I'm surrounded by people that I love, and I'm truly full of joy and excitement for every day of my life. But it has not always been that way. For a while there, after my accident, and as I was trying to get my life back together, I was working 3 jobs just to get by. I was burned out. I was chugging Red Bulls between jobs. I was gaining weight, felt horrible in my clothes, had no confidence, and just really struggled with day-to-day life trying to keep that smile on my face. But I did exactly what every woman does, especially successful women, right? We have this persona to keep up. Every time someone asked me how I was doing, I put a big old smile on my face, pulled my big girl pants on, and said I'm doing fine. While on the inside I was dying and feeling miserable, and no one was recognizing that I was struggling because I kept this big front on, right? Many of us can relate to that. So the problem, like I said, most of us are struggling with is the to-do list is a mile long, and the idea of fitting in things for ourselves kind of seems selfish. It can seem overwhelming. It can seem unattainable. I bet some of you even felt when I said I get to work out every day, like, oh yeah, right, like that's never going to happen in my life, right? We have all these excuses and stories we tell us. So that's why many of us, including myself for many years, chase things like fad diets. We get good for a week or a month, and then, a month later, we're falling back into our old habits, grabbing that fast food or getting that takeout instead of meal prepping or planning our week. We do the same thing with workouts. We join the gym, make it a priority for a month or two, and then from there we skip out on the gym and fall back into our routines because life gets busy. Things happen, right? So this is really because we're trying to solve our big problems with superficial changes. We're trying to attack the big things on the outside without addressing the root, the inside, without changing our habits, changing our beliefs, and that's why nothing sticks. So I totally get it. I spent many years frustrated. Like I said, I had no confidence. I felt horrible in my clothes. Anxiety was running my life. Everybody else was in charge of my schedule. But here's the thing. We can't stay in that cycle. If we do, what are we missing out on, right? What's going to change if nothing changes? So you can sit here and say, I want to get healthy. You can sit here and say, I want to be happy. I want to find joy. But if we don't make the changes, nothing in our lives is going to change. So although the change can be scary, living this life for another year, 3 years, 5 years, to me is even scarier, right? Okay, so that is exactly why I created the mind-body balance connection model. And I'm going to break it down for you and give you guys some of my favorite tricks today. Not tricks, more like tips. So what do? We try to fix ourselves on the outside to help with our confidence and our emotional health. However, like I said, that doesn't work. So in the mind-body balance connection, we start where it matters most, the mind. We need to go inside and work on our thoughts and see what we're actually telling ourselves. What are the stories we're repeating to ourselves? I always like to use the comparison of, would you say to yourself what would you say that to your best friend? So what you say to yourself inside of your head every day, would you get on the phone and call your best friend and be like, hey Tiffany, you look like shit today. You really need to clean it up, right? You're not going to say that to your best friend. So why do we say that to ourselves? But that's how we talk to ourselves. So we really need to change kind of what's going on in our minds. And one of the best ways to do that is to get clear on what we want, not what society wants for you, not what your husband wants for you or your significant other, your kids, your friends, your parents, what you want. Stop checking the boxes for everybody else, but what really lights you up? What is going to change your life? Our emotional health is so important, and if we don't have our emotional health, I really don't believe we can truly have our physical health. And often we push these feelings down, we let them clog up our energy, and they let them keep us up let these emotions and feelings keep us up at night. Let me ask you guys a question. Who here has ever been stressed out?
Yes.
Right? Pretty easy.
Human condition.
Right? Okay, you don't have to raise your hand on this one, but have you ever been so stressed that you feel like you are just kind of numbly walking through life, and if somebody looks at you the wrong way or asks you the wrong question, you're just going to break down, cry, and lose it all right there wherever you are, right? Have we felt that way before? Many of us can probably relate to that more often than we kind of want to admit sometimes, right? It's not a fun feeling to be stressed and overwhelmed, and many of us feel it all the time, and it's horrible. It's horrible for our emotional health, and it's horrible for our physical health. But according to the American Institute of Stress, the best stress reducer is actually to breathe. So I ask you, who here pauses throughout the day and consciously breathes for a minute or two?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. I love that. So we're going to do a little exercise today. I want you to think about how you feel. You can close your eyes and really think about it for a second. How's your heart rate feel? How's your body feel? What are your thoughts doing? Are they racing? Are you worrying about what you have to do next? I know you guys are because you have to present, but that's okay. So open your eyes for a second. We're gonna do a breathing exercise together just for a minute. We're gonna do what I call the 4x4x4x4 breath. So we're gonna inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds. And we're just gonna do a few rounds, and I want you to feel how that feels in your body. We're going to pay attention to the changes we feel and what we feel like after compared to what we felt like before. So go ahead and close your eyes so you can really dive into this breath. And then we'll inhale together. So big inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just one more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now slowly open your eyes and just see how you feel. I can tell you, for me, the energy in the room is much more calm. Everyone seems more relaxed. What are some of the things that you guys notice with just breathing for 4 seconds, or for about a minute?
Feels
Everything
good.
is clear.
Yeah, beautiful.
It actually feels good.
Yes, yes. Right?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything they want to share?
You forget how shallow your breath is
Mhm.
until you consciously breathe more deeply.
Beautiful, yes. And think about, I know this is a funny thing to think about, but what's one place that we sit or spend time regularly throughout the day where we're by ourselves? When you go to the bathroom, consciously breathe for a few moments while you're in the bathroom, if you're self-conscious of doing that out in public. Or every time you have to go to the bathroom, make sure that you're pausing to breathe. Set an alarm on your phone, but just breathing, right? That can change your life. So that's just one of the simple tricks and tips I'm going to teach you and work with you on, and make sure that you're incorporating in your life, is just breathe to decrease your stress. Okay, so that first element is the mind. I'm going to tell you a quick little story here, something we can all learn from my little niece here. But my niece is 3 years old, and she throws tantrums like any 3-year-old would. Her entire life, my sister and I have taught her to take deep breaths when she gets frustrated. So when she gets frustrated or angry, now subconsciously, without us even having to tell her, she many times pauses and takes a few deep breaths. And if you ask her what she's doing, she goes, "Auntie, I'm just breathing because I'm frustrated." And she knows to regulate and to take a few deep breaths. Now, I think many of us adults can learn from a 3-year-old who's that empowered in her emotions, right? But it's just something powerful that if we can teach a 3-year-old to pause and do this, we can teach ourselves to do this. We can incorporate this in our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so That's our mind. Simple quote from Eckhart Tolle, be aware of your breathing. Notice how this takes attention away from your thinking and creates space. Something that all of your descriptions explain, right? So now we've got clear in our minds, we're gonna move into balance. So balance is something we all strive for. It's hard, maybe even impossible to attain, one would argue, right? But when I talk about balance, I more mean what do we feel like in our day-to-day moments, in our schedule, in our lives, like as we move from point A to point B, from thing one to thing two. How many directions are we getting pulled in? In the area of balance, I think it's important to really look at what we say yes to. So when we say yes to other people, you are really saying no to yourself. It's a really powerful thought. So just a quick little visualization of what these emotions would feel like, and many of us can relate to. So just picture this. You're coming home from work. You get home. The house is messy. Maybe you have kids and they're running around crying. The dog's barking. Your spouse is asking you questions about what's for dinner, or who's taking so-and-so to soccer, or, maybe you don't have kids and it's, did you remember to grab the milk at the grocery store, or whatever it be. Everyone's asking for things. You know that you still have about 100 emails in your email list, 10 text messages to catch up on. You're starving, you haven't drank enough water all day, and you haven't had a chance to breathe or exercise. How do you feel? You don't feel good, right? Our balance is all off because we're getting pulled in too many directions. So I'm not saying ditch your family. I'm not saying, just ignore your responsibilities. I'm saying reevaluate what you're saying yes to, how you're saying yes to, and learn to find a little control in your schedule so that the schedule isn't controlling you, but you're controlling your schedule. So there's a few things that I do before I say yes to anything. When something comes across my plate, so maybe if you're a mom, it's a PTA thing for school, or for me, it's constant asks to go to dinner, or go to happy hour, or grab coffee, or get to a yoga class, or go for a hike, or whatever it be with friends and family. But when somebody asks me something, I pause, which is not something many of us do. We just say, oh yeah, that sounds fun, cool, let's do that, and then it becomes this whole thing like, why did I say yes to that? I didn't want to go to that. So pause and say, why am I saying yes to this? See what comes up for you. Then say, think to yourself, am I saying yes to this to serve somebody else? Am I saying yes to this so I don't hurt Jessica's feelings, because I know she's going through a hard time right now and she really needs me to go to dinner, but I'm also tired and I need to take care of myself here, but Jess is my friend and she needs me. So I'm going to say yes to her right now because she needs me. Really evaluating why you're saying yes. Are you saying yes because you don't want to upset someone, a spouse, a child, a friend, a family member? And most importantly, will this bring you joy? Right? Even in our work schedules, a lot of the time, we have a lot of responsibilities that we say yes to that maybe we could delegate to somebody else, that maybe aren't going to take us to our end goal, that are little distractions that we say yes to all the time, that are really just kind of helping you feel busy but aren't really helping you get to where you need to be. So I just really want you to think as you're saying yes to things in your schedule, maybe even look at this week in your schedule and say, what did I say yes to? When did I say yes to this? And why did I actually say yes to it? So learning to take back that control of saying yes to things that fill you up and serve you. So I had a client I was working with who came to me saying she needed more energy. She was always tired. I helped her create some healthy habits around sleep and energy, and they were helping her, but she was still tired. So we dove in deeper, and it turns out she really didn't know how to say no, except to herself. She was on every board at school. She said yes to every classroom volunteer project, etc., but she never said yes to herself. She felt overwhelmed all the time. And through some work together and accountability, she now feels empowered to say yes to herself and say no to others without feeling guilty, so that she can show up better for herself, her family, and her friends. So it's really empowering when we take control of that ability to say yes or no. So great quote by Stephen Covey: you have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non-apologetically, to say no to other things. And the way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning inside. So what is your yes? What are you striving for in your life right now? What is your why? If you can figure that out, it's going to be much easier to say no to things that aren't going to fuel that. Then lastly, we address our bodies. We've looked at our mind. We've looked at our balance. In our past, we probably addressed our bodies first, but we weren't ready to address our bodies yet because we didn't have the other things in place, which is why I switched the order. So now we will address our bodies because we've worked through a little bit of the mind and the balance, right? And when I work with my clients one-on-one, that's the order I take them through because I find that is how people find success. Not by finding the diet and the workout routine first before they do the hard work and the diving into the mind and the balance and really starting to figure out who they are and what makes them tick on the inside. Then once they do that, we come to the body. So raise your hand if you think exercise is good for you. Pretty simple question, right? Have you found a way to make exercise a priority in your life? Think about that. Ask yourself that. Do you make it to the gym or the yoga studio, or do you walk or work out 5 or more days a week? You know, is it something that you've realized is a priority and have made the time for in your schedule? Do you enjoy what you do for a workout, or is it just another obligation on your list of things to do? I think far too often we see what every other woman is doing, and when they look fit, I get this question all the time: what are you doing? What are you doing to be in such good shape? And people are waiting for me to give them some fancy magic bullet, and it's really not that. You know, CrossFit, 20-minute at-home workouts, that's like the jam right now, you know? You just buy this program and you have these 20-minute workouts and you just do it every day and you're gonna have a six-pack like me. It's not that easy, right? But as a doctor of physical therapy, I cannot buy into the one-size-fits-all exercise method. I love working with my clients to help them find a workout routine that fits their lifestyle, their bodies, and gives them the results they need, and more importantly, the results that they truly want. Not everyone wants to wear a size 0. Not everyone wants a six-pack, right? Some of us just want to feel confident in our clothes and be able to play with our kids, or, you know, hike up the stairs at work if the elevator's not working and not be sweating when we get to the top of the stairs, right? We all have different goals, and we are not all the same. So according to the American Psychology Association, studies have shown women who exercise regularly, eat right, and get sufficient sleep find satisfaction in their work and personal lives, have less depression, anxiety, and illness. Brilliant, right? It's what we all strive for. So it's time to carve out the time for yourself. Put yourself first. It's not greedy. It's setting a good example for those you love in your life. But let's be honest, if it was that easy to incorporate exercise and these healthy habits in your life, you would have done it by now. Recently, I was working with a woman who I swear had tried, or she had sworn she tried everything. She bought every membership. She would stick with it for a month, maybe 2. She'd fall off. She'd go to the next shiny exercise routine. She'd buy the next Groupon, do the next cycling class. And all of these exercises were inside. And in talking to her for one call, I discovered that her true passion was to be outside. So what we did was, with her, we created an exercise routine that incorporated outdoors. And here's the greatest part. 6 months later, she's still sticking to it because she loves it. It's not an obligation, it's an enjoyment, and it helps her reach her goals. That's what I'm all about. Making something work for you, not for every other person. Exercise not only changes your body, it changes your mind, your attitude, and your mood. So today we learned a little bit about the mind-balance-body connection. And I'm really excited to introduce to you the Get Healthy Now program. I help successful women ditch the fad diets and on and off exercise routines to finally find and keep the body and balance they've always wanted. So in this 90-day program, you get 12 one-on-one calls with me. Because as we've already talked about, if you could do this on your own, you would have already done it. But I'm going to link arms with you, and I'm going to help you reach your goals through these calls. Think about what we've just gone over in this short conversation and what you've been able to learn. Imagine having that every single week, having that accountability, having me by your side as your biggest cheerleader and helping you find what works for you. That's what you're going to get for 12 weeks. And that's valued at over $12,000. You're also going to get my weekly training videos. These videos are filled with content and amazing trainings that are going to help you to incorporate simple habits that will stick in your lifestyle, that will change every element of your life. Valued at almost $2,000. You'll also get the Mind Body Balance Body workbook. This workbook is going to walk you through all of our calls, all of the trainings. It's going to be a simple guide so you can go to one place. I don't know about you, but I like to be organized. I don't want to be running around looking for papers or my notebook. I want to know where everything is, and I have it all in one simple place for you to follow. And not only for you to follow, but when we're done with our 90 days, for you to go back to time and time again. valued at $600. Then you'll have unlimited phone and text reach of me. That's unbelievable. I don't give my personal number out to people, but I want you to be able to text me when donuts arrive at your work at lunch and you just had a great workout and you've been sticking to your program and you're struggling. I want to be your ally by your side when you're having those times. So you have that access to me for the entire 90 days, valued at $3,000. You'll also get access to my private community, because having one cheerleader is great, but having a team of them is even better, right? So being around like-minded women who are trying to do the exact same thing you're doing, you're gonna have that. You can pop into the Facebook group, ask questions, you're gonna get the support from multiple women, and then even better, you're gonna get to support other women who are on the same journey. That's valued at $997. I'm also gonna give you a ticket to my exclusive one-day in-person event where we are gonna get together and we're gonna get to work even closer than we do on these one-on-one calls as a group and help you really reach your goals, really reach your dreams, valued at $997. On top of that, I'm gonna give you my top lists of books and podcasts that I use to inspire me. Really, that's valued priceless because you're getting a little sneak peek at what I do, what I listen to every single day. On top of that, as a bonus, I'm throwing in my 6-week Reboot You and Thrive program that is going to help you instill some simple, healthy habits that's just going to be a catalyst on top of everything we're going to be doing together, valued at $200. That's almost $20,000 worth of value. At the end of this 90-day program, you're going to learn how to get a full 8 hours of sleep without prescription pills or a bottle of red wine. You're going to get the tricks of feeling energized without relying on coffee and caffeine all day. You'll learn how to lose that stubborn weight without starving yourself and being stuck at the gym. You're going to learn how to stop running around feeling overwhelmed and take control of your life back. So you can get started with all of this today for just $3,000 and 2 more payments of $3,000. Or if you act today, you can get it all for just $7,500. Are you ready to feel joyful, energized, and balanced through your life?
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was phenomenal.
so good.
We
Really?
really phenomenal.
No, she
No,
wants
just
to-
keep it. Yeah.
Got
So really, really phenomenal. I don't have a lot of feedback. I would say 10 out of 10 on it. Yes, you did very, very good. You knew your stuff. You wove in authority throughout. You went above and beyond. And you even wove in the social proof, and you just stacked it really well. You know what you're talking about. You're standing in authority. You're saying it with confidence. You're weaving in humor. You can tell that you are a masterful speaker and that you've done this before. My only suggestion to enhance that would be to say, why don't you expand on that one day? Like, because it's fun, and you're doing a lot that day. What are you doing that day? Yoga, massage, oils, pampering. Like, be like, we're going to get together as a community, connection, gathering women. Think about these are your sisters coming together. We're going to chant, we're going to laugh, we're going to eat organic food. Like, really highlight that experience.
And paint the picture.
Paint the picture, because people are going to buy for experiences, right? They buy for experiences. So if you can really just highlight that, I think that's going to be what seals the deal.
Oh, I like it. Oh, I got chills about that. I want to go to that today.
Oh,
Good thing I get to go.
Okay, one.
Wow.
How many minutes was that? I'm trying to engage time.
Mine
Mine was
was-
long.
Mine were blurry. Do we care?
Finish.
We can get one more.